Hello and welcome to the Pitch Report. On a big occasion at Wembley, two English giants battle it once again in Liverpool, and Chelsea and the Blues come out with their heads in their hands. This makes it the third time Klopp has taken a trophy from Chelsea on home soil. This time around, the Reds come into the challenge wounded. Klopp advertises an amazing infrastructure he's built over the years at Anfield. They came into the game without 5 key players and fielded the holes with some bright youngsters in Bradley and company. They stepped up to the plate and showed out. They worked well in the built-in structure in place at Liverpool. They never looked out of place, even in shaky moments when they were under fire. Kelleher, Van Dijk, and Konate stepped up and provided the backbone for their team. For Poch's men, they cowered under pressure and their nerves showed from minute 1 in the 120 and more minute game. Moving into the game, it was the usual from the Reds. They wanted quick transitions and moved the game accordingly. They went long and quick with their ball from the Van Dijk and Konate. Sometimes Kelleher goes long too. Their target for the long balls was always the wide forwards. They went along to catch Elliott and Diaz on the run. It was whenever they reshuffled their front line. This was the case as Gravenberch came off early because of an injury. Bradley filled the wide right spot after and did the same. They set their game by having a fullback invert and the alternate holding his width high. They fell into a 4-1-4-1 defensive shape whenever they dropped from their press. Diaz was the most threatening attacker on the Reds. He was quick with the transitions, and every time he ran, trouble followed him. They had a Van Dijk goal disallowed in the second half from a technical offside. They hit the post from a cross by Gakpo. They were relatively quiet in the second half of the game, but found their groove in the extra time. For the Blues, they buckled under the pressure of the occasion. The early stages of the first half were very rocky. They kept giving the ball away multiple times in their defensive half. This created a lot of problems for them. They settled and played with 4-4-2 in defense with Connor and Jackson ahead of the press. They built up with 3 at the back. You had Caicedo dropping into the defense and allowing the fullbacks to step high and wide. This allowed Palmer, Connor, and Enzo to move the ball through the lines in a duo they saw fit. Poch's men will transition the ball in the wide right and pull off some good combination out wide with gusto and work the ball into good areas. They kept creating chances this way and troubling the Robertson outright. Jackson picked his battles and kept the Liverpool line at work. His work on the center backs broke into the offside goal. Palmer was instrumental as usual. He has been the talisman of this Chelsea side. As things go with the Blues, it is never easy. The Blues missed some unfortunate sitters with a sequence of them falling to Connor in the final stages of second half. With these two giants, final is never eventful until it progresses into the extra time of the game. It was the same for this event. Going into it, the Blues seemed like the favorites based on how they ended the 90 minutes. The Reds took over, and this was because they had all fresh legs in their midfield. The Blues midfield was beaten and they were over. They created their threat by working the ball into wide areas and getting crosses into the box. They came close a couple times and won themselves a corner kick. This set piece was the nail on the blue coffin as Van Dijk headed it in a goal. The Blues midfield's done the extra time. They were jagged and couldn't run anymore. They were always a yard off in challenges or yard short with their passes. One tool they had was their wings. They had subbed on 2 wingers in Madueke and Mudryk, and with this came a threat out wide. They carried a threat, but their lack of quality, and these two players always let down Chelsea's attack. They lacked the killer instinct to put some finality in Chelsea's game. It was not the hopeful day the Blues imagined, but in a final, there is always going to be a winner and a loser. This seems to be a start to the finale to Klopp's exit. It will always be memorable, especially for how he did it for the third time and with the resources he had at hand. Kindly like and subscribe to the channel. Hope you join the Pitch Report family for your tactical breakdowns.